Welcome to the Footy Show Daily. Here we are. After the season's just finished, but yet it's just started in some places.
Yeah.
The Scottish Premier League started over the weekend.
It did.
But the English domestic league is now finished at the top flight with the FA Cup. And yet this week we have Europa League games, we have Champions League games, so that needs to be finished off. It's all a bit of a mess.
And the Championship playoff tomorrow night.
And the Championship playoff tomorrow night.
See who's joining Leeds and West Brom.
And then maybe we can get some fixtures.
Yeah.
Next season.
Yeah. Rumours they'll be out on Friday, but I don't think that's right. I think it'll be more like next week, won't it?
You would have thought they could have got them sorted with Brentford and Fulham being so close to each other that
okay.
It wouldn't really matter who'd gone up in proximity to, the other games, but obviously they're just going to wait. I'm sure they've probably done years ago. Probably just Everton have 9 games in a row against all the top 6 in December, because that's how it is every single year.
Yeah.
But the FA Cup happened on Saturday. Chelsea going in against Arsenal. I honestly thought Chelsea wouldn't have any problems against Arsenal. Started well. Pulisic got the goal.
Lovely goal.
He obviously went off injured. Arsenal got a very debatable penalty.
Was it debatable?
Everything's debatable.
It was a penalty.
And then a great
horrific defender
goal by
Aubameyang.
Meant that Arsenal got the win. And Chelsea, to be fair, for as good as they are going forward, it was their defensive frailties again that let them down. Kurt Zouma turning like a bus.
Shocking.
And trophy stricken Arsenal again. 4 FA Cups in 7 years. I mean, what have they done to deserve that? It's so hard on their fans.
14th time they've won it.
I feel so bad for them. That's all they've got to live for, winning a FA Cup every other year. It's so bad.
I'm like you. I thought Chelsea would be too strong for them. It really did. And the way it started, it looked to be the case. Arsenal couldn't really get going in the game. Chelsea started really well, but Pepe scored a great goal, but it was just offside, that left foot. And they got a little bit of half from that, and the drinks break came, and Arteta gave them a little bit of reshuffling. They started just what surprised me was, and this is not a criticism of them, but what surprised me was how direct they were.
Yeah.
They knocked so many long balls over the top, but it worked. So that's good management, because that's looking at a team and going, these are weak, getting them turning. And Zuma and Christensen, whoever they put there, Aspilicueta, Rudiger, they all had a nightmare, every one of them. They just couldn't cope with one ball. And Arsenal got the penalty. It was a penalty, Aubameyang. Aspilicueta, I don't know. I don't understand why defenders do this. He's done you. So start trying to get round the other side.
Yeah.
In the race, he's away from you. Pulling him is only going to result in one thing. Go round and try to buy yourself a bit of time by getting back. Give the keeper a chance, and he didn't. And Aubameyang was in, and to be honest, they'd gone in, he'd have scored anyway, because he's ice cold, isn't he? Brilliant. They got the penalty, slotted the penalty beautifully, and from there, Arsenal got, until half-time, Arsenal were by far the better side. Chelsea were on the ropes a little bit, really. Pepe come into it a little bit with that left foot. But then second half, I thought Chelsea were the better side, but obviously lost Pulisic within a minute of the restart. But did you actually see him scream before but why did he then take the shot on?
Because listen, it'd gone. No, I seen it slow down.
I would have thought he delayed it off.
I seen it slow down, and it goes beforehand.
Yeah,
it's
the step
he's
before.
He's in terrible pain when he shoots. And if anyone's seen the camera footage from inside the tunnel as well, he's in a right mess.
That's 3
months.
Being
funny. That's going to be a while.
It's a bad one, yeah.
And but fair play to the lad. I suppose the only thing he could do was just have a dig, and he didn't go that far wide. But
I think he brought on Pedro, which was a bit of a mad one. He come on, But I thought he'd done all right. He was doing okay. I thought the referee was horrific. He's such a bad referee. It's incredible. And that's the first referee to referee 2 FA Cup finals.
They're all terrible.
Nobody's particularly
No, but they're all terrible in this country.
The amount of...
The standard is so bad, that's what I'm saying. The standard is so poor.
It's terrifying.
That you get these refs for big games and they're awful. And
they sent Kovacic off for absolutely nothing.
And that rule's completely wrong as well, isn't it? That yellow card rule, not being able to look at it in the VAR, is absolutely balmy because it's such an important... That's a red card. So therefore, you should be able to look at it.
It's a match-changing decision.
You should be able to look at it. You should be able to just walk over to a TV screen and just... And the thing about that is, right, for me, and we've spoken about this so many times with the VAR and the screens, is if you walk over there, you're not getting assistance off anyone. It's not a... This is what I don't understand about VAR, and we've said this loads of time, is if there's a... When it's this... you know, they give you all the spiel about if it's, you know, it needs looking at and all the reasons why it needs looking at. Surely, if a referee just thinks to himself, right, I think that was a red card, but you know what? I'm just going to go and check that screen. I'm just going to get
just for double check
another view where no one else is talking to me. And we seen the video last week from MLS.
Brilliant.
Offside. Referee walks over, and all he's using the guy upstairs for is to rewind the tape for him and freeze the tape for him. If you go over and go, I'm going to have a look at that. Do us a favour, just run this through for me in normal speed, and then slow it down and give me this angle. Take a minute, and then he looks and goes, do you know what, I think actually that's wrong. Because it baffles me. It's like the one with Bruno Fernandes against Villa the other week. The penalty, and you're thinking, if he walks over and just looks at that himself and has a good, and just has a little look at himself and his own, gets it right in his own mind, then you don't mind that. But when they're rushing into decisions and it's like, oh, you can't look at that again because of the rule, well, change the rule, make it simpler. I understand if it's a yellow card, you'd be looking at every yellow card, wouldn't you? But it works the other way. It works when you give a yellow card and then you think, well, that might be a red card. I better go and check that. We've seen a few of them this season. So why can't it work where you go, I've given a red card. Forget about the fact that it's a second yellow. I've given a yellow card here, which means it's a red. I can check that. It's so basic.
Such a poor decision. Such a poor decision. And then, obviously, Aubameyang scores an absolutely brilliant goal. Sent Zuma the chippy, you know, it's just such bad defending by Zuma because, you know, to be done that easily with a little drop of the shoulder where he was, but the finish was delicious. And that's him. It's I think you said on Saturday, didn't you? It's like they're a bit like the Martinez team, only they've got a world-class striker who delivers. Where we had a very, very good striker, but he didn't deliver those moments.
They've got structure as well, and I think that's what Arteta's give them. I think what he's give them, whether you like it or not, he's give them he's gone in there and he hasn't been bullied by senior players, whereas the last fella did.
Well, I've just seen Matteo Guendouzi was posting holiday pictures during the game on Saturday on his boat. Arsenal won it, didn't celebrate or didn't text them or didn't, because Arteta's bombed them out because he like his attitude.
He's bombed Ozil out.
Fair play. Ozil was in Turkey, wasn't he?
Bombed them all out, and that's
so fair play too.
That's the right way of doing things, isn't it? Whereas the last fella was completely like, oh, he's on X amount of money, I've got to play him. He's on this, he's on that. I've got to
captain.
Play.
Make the Ozil captain.
He got terrified of him, and yeah, it's funny because he's done the other thing with Granit Xhaka. He's brought Granit Xhaka in and gone, this is your job. And don't worry about all the noise. I want you for this.
Do you think if the crowd had been in, it would have been so easy to do that with him? Because they give up on him, hadn't they?
No, and I tell you why. Because I think this is what good managers do. Is they take control of the situation and they say, I'm the manager here. Forget about everything else. We've seen it with Klopp. We've seen it with Guardiola. I think if anything Arteta has learned is to be your own man and not be swayed by anybody else. And I think that's the most important thing to be in being a manager. Is when Moyes was Everton's manager, We know what he was like. The minute he went to Old Trafford to manage Man United, he started swaying. He started listening to other people.
Yeah.
He didn't do what he thought was right. And we've heard him loads of times after going, I should have done this, I should have done that. I think Arteta's gone in there and just gone, this is how it's going to be. And to be fair, I think Frank Lampard's done the same with Chelsea. I think they've both gone in there and they understand that you have to... What I think it is it's being able to talk to players in the right way, but without upsetting them. Whereas I think the old school was like, go in there with heavy-handed and almost terrify people. I think what he's done, certainly Arteta's done, is he's gone, you don't really want to play for me, okay, you go, don't play, go away. But all you want to play for me. And I think that could be the thing that actually persuades Aubameyang to stay. Be interesting, I don't know whether he will or he won't, but Arteta looks confident of keeping him to stay. I don't know. We'll
if I was Manchester City or Barcelona, I'd go and take him right now. City particularly, I'd take him right now, 30 or not.
Oh yeah,
they had sell. Arsenal sell. The minute the bid comes in, Arsenal sell. He's got 9 months left, I think, 10 months left, sorry, on his contract. City come and he'll go because they've got a chance of winning stuff. Arsenal, okay, they've won the FA Cup and they've done really well, but you can't sit here and go, well, they're going to be in the top 6 next season or they're going to win something. They may well be, but at this moment you don't know. But City, will be, and they'll be in the Champions League and they'll be going for the Cup. So for him, and if they had him, City, I think they'd be incredible because obviously they've got Aguero, who is 32, the knee and stuff. But the thing with him is he plays off the left for Arsenal and he's disciplined.
It's not
but I think Barca
Man City have resisted doing that though, haven't they, so far? They've resisted
buying
that one player who can maybe win them something.
He's incredible.
No, I know he is, and it's what, again, Sir Ferguson used to do a lot, is buy that one player, whether it be Cantona, whether it be Van Persie.
I think United should have a go at him. That was linked. It was linked over the weekend.
I don't know how much change they're going to have left once they get Sancho.
That's the thing.
Sancho looks like it's going to go ahead now. They're just haggling over. I think they've got a price. I think the price is 120. I think what they're haggling over now is the structure of the payment. Which it looks like it's definitely going to happen now from all the talk in Germany. I think Dortmund are
yeah, they've kind of resigned to lose now, as long as they get the money.
I think that, and which is what they're based on, isn't it? It's what they
well, Haaland said he's not going nowhere, isn't he? So they'll have him at the top end of the pitch. And
funny, I was watching the little thing about Pulisic on, I think it was on BBC on the coverage, and when you're watching him come through and stuff, and it's when they said Dortmund took him when he was like 16, it's like how did Dortmund get him when he was, you know what I mean? Like, how have they got the ability to find these players, and yet bigger clubs or perceived bigger clubs don't get them, but that's part of what they've decided to do.
Their
isn't
attraction, though, isn't it? The attraction of Dortmund.
Oh yeah, but
the crowd, but it's giving you the
fact
chance.
That you find them, though, I think is the thing. This kid in the middle of.
Well, they've gone and took Bellingham, haven't they, from Birmingham. He's training with them, him and Sancho training. So, Arsenal, fair play, done really well. Arteta's got a trophy. If Aubameyang does stay for them, it'll be massive. I think that'll help them massively next season.
Do you know what I think the other thing is, though, as well? With Aubameyang, which they didn't have. Aubameyang is now the absolute number one. Whereas I think beforehand there was also that thing of Aubameyang and Lacazette. Which one? The hierarchy is clear now. And I think that makes it easier for everybody. Because he is better. He is a match winner.
He is better. Lacazette's good, but he's better.
No, he's better. And I think beforehand, no. I think there was like, they'd leave him out for a game and then Lacazette would be in. And then now it's like, no, he's our number one. And that's the end.
They did mess with it too much, Arsenal. Instead of just going, he's our striker. Or the both our strikers even. Play the both of them then all the time. If that's your thing. But they didn't. It shot and change. And that doesn't help forwards. But no, great win for them. And obviously, the fallout of that is Lampard apparently has put all his back four up for sale. That's what papers are reporting today. The Kante, Zuma, Christensen, Alonso, they can all go because he wants to bring money in.
He's got to get a top class one, hasn't he?
He wants a goalkeeper,
yeah,
and a centre back and a left back. So
it makes it easy for him.
Yeah. Well, Arteta's put, apparently he said today that there's 9 players who can go from Arsenal. Obviously Guendouzi and the other fella, or Ozil, but I don't know who's taking Ozil. No. But they've got others who they want Thomas Partey and they want Coutinho on loan. So
yeah, going to be interesting for both of those clubs.
Times ahead. Williams rejected this new contract at Chelsea. Interest from Arsenal and Spurs.
Barcelona apparently sniffing around as well. You mentioned the playoff final is tomorrow. Yeah. Fulham got through Thursday night with a 2-1 defeat against Cardiff. Cardiff give it everything. Nearly got a goal in last couple of minutes. Great save by the goalkeeper. Fulham go through. They're going to be playing Brentford. That'll be interesting tomorrow night. Both teams like to play football.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see what happens. It'll be very, very interesting.
It should be a cracking game. And obviously it's a pity. It's going to be in an empty stadium, basically, but it should be a cracking game. And I think I slightly fancy Brentford. Just because I thought when they'd lost the first leg, I thought that as the wheels come off because they were beaten late on in the last game of the season and Costly didn't go up then, and then they lost the first leg. And then he came back really strongly, and I just wonder whether they've got that little bit of and the way Fulham play, I think suits Brentford. I think if it was a bit more direct, it might have been a different game.
Struggled like Stoke. They were the teams who got under the skin. Barnsley, the teams that were probably throwing everything at them. But you're right, Fulham is another young, exciting team who will. They'll be able to play football.
They'll be good. Whoever wins it, they'll be good in the Premier League because they're both good footballers.
Yeah. Scottish Premier League started. Rangers went away to Aberdeen and won 1-0. Celtic won 5-1 at home to Hamilton. With
Edouard got a hat.
I can see someone coming in for him if he,
Everton are interested in him. But there'll be others, won't there? Because he's another French striker, young French striker. He looks like he's got something about him. He's rough, but it looks like he's got good skills.
This is the thing about Scotland, though. Certainly with Celtic, isn't it? How many times have you gone, oh, he's rough, and then you end up being like Van Dijk. I mean, people keep on making the same mistake of saying, oh, they're not good enough, and it's like, listen, if they're strong and fast and they've got something about them, then it's worth.
And they're performing in front of 60,000. I know.
No, I know, but it's worth dipping, isn't it? See, I could see him if he didn't go to a Premier League team, go to somewhere like Lyon.
Like Dembele, and following
and then like getting up to that next little level and then coming back. Whereas teams in the Premier League, I think, should be looking at him and thinking he'd be one to take. Definitely. The Italian league finished over the weekend, and Inter Milan ended up missing out by a point. I know Juventus tapered off, I think, with the Champions League in mind, but they beat Atalanta, didn't they, 2-0, I think it was, on Saturday night, and they've ended up missing out by a point.
On the Champions League?
No, on Juventus.
Oh, the title, yeah, because Juve have threw their hand in, haven't they? They were like miles ahead, and they finished runners up, didn't they? Sorry, Inter Milan.
Atalanta finished third, Lazio fourth, Roma fifth. AC Milan 6th with a good late run. Napoli 7th. Sassuolo 8th.
That's ridiculous that Napoli tailed off as well. Inter is such an interesting one, isn't it? Because obviously they were right in the hunt. Them and Lazio were right in the hunt. Obviously we had lockdown, come back, stuttered a bit, threw a couple of games away, a couple of late equalisers against them. But now Conte's come out and there's murder. He's come out and gone, he wants to sit down with the president. He released a statement yesterday saying he hasn't felt he's been backed. There's a fallout, a headline here, falling out over dressing room spies.
Do you know they only lost 4 games all season?
Incredible.
It's the draws that done them. Don't forget, though, before the lockdown, they went top.
No, I know.
1 week. And then the following week got
beat
got a silly little defeat or something, and it was like, and they dropped to third. It was but it was that level, wasn't it?
They've done really well, but you're falling out over dressing room spies, non-existent relationship with the club chiefs, and not wanting Eriksen. And Antonio Conte is at war with his bosses at Inter Milan, and it could cost them a job.
Interesting.
they reckon his reign at the San Siro's about to end with Allegri is the favourite to take over. He's had a battle with Steve Zhang, the inter-president, scathing criticism of the club. He called the bosses weak, said they offered him and his players no protection. And then he's Conte's relationship with Inter CEO Giuseppe Marotta is at an all-time low. Christian Eriksen and Romelu Lukaku are at the centre of a series of rows which raise questions over whether Conte can carry on. Which is mad. They finish second.
Will they play on Wednesday night against Getafe at home in the Europa League? The Europa League is back this week.
It is back. What score's that from the first leg?
I've no idea.
Because these are the round of 16 games, aren't they?
Copenhagen are playing Istanbul. Shakhtar Donetsk are playing Wolfsburg. Manchester United are playing Linz. I don't think they've played that game yet.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think they've played the game yet because it was in Italy, wasn't it?
Oh, and it was postponed. So they've still
Man United beat Linz 5-0. Shakhtar Donetsk are beating Wolfsburg 2-1. And Istanbul Bullocks are playing Copenhagen and they're winning 1-0. I don't think Inter played the game because it was Italy.
No, it's the only one that hasn't been played.
Because it was Italy-Spain.
It's literally and Seville and Roma is the other one.
Yeah.
The 2 games that haven't played. But aren't they just one-off games? They are,
No, okay.
I think they're just a one-off.
Thursday, Seville play Roma.
Because this is all taking place in Portugal, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. Thursday, Leverkusen play Rangers. Leverkusen win 3-1. Basel play Frankfurt, they're winning 3-0. And Wolves play Olympiacos on Thursday. That's 1-1. And then on Friday, the Champions League returns. Manchester City versus Real Madrid. Manchester City 2-1 up. Juventus play Lyon. Lyon are 1-0 up. Why have they both on at 8 o'clock?
I don't know.
What's that all about?
Same on Saturday.
That's stupid.
Barcelona, Napoli and Bayern, Chelsea on Saturday night.
That's ridiculous.
Look at that on Saturday night. You've got the Champions League knockout. Yeah? The first round knockout, but essentially the second leg's them 2 games. And you've got Champions League qualifying round 1 on the same day for next season.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
It's nuts, isn't it?
Crazy. There you go. So there's going to be...
Well, I've been watching MLS over the weekend, and obviously Orlando won on penalties the other night, and then watched Minnesota win 4-1 against San Jose, and the semi-finals is on Friday, and it's Orlando versus Minnesota in one of the semis. So 8-8 against Orlando City.
Could get revenge. So
it should be interesting.
So I think there's a Scottish Premier League game on tonight. I mean, check that out if you want to watch that. But then for tomorrow, you're on it all week then.
All week. It starts, don't it? Big games every day.
Playoff tomorrow, biggest game in the world, history of the world, ever in the history of the world. Tomorrow, the money game, and then Europa League, and then Champions League for the rest of the week. And MLS, if you want to stay up all night and watch that. Let's quickly, Gary Waters give us a Memphis 901 update. He said they got their first win of the season, beating St. Louis FC 1-0. Tim Howard got a clean sheet, stopping 9 shots. Jose Baxter did not play because of an undisclosed injury. There you go.
Gary gives us the updates on Memphis, doesn't he?
You know what? We should get in touch with Memphis and say, listen, we're talking about you on our show. How about sending us over a kit or something?
Or just employing Gary.
Get Gary involved. There you go. This has been the Footy Show Daily. Don't forget, we are moving to our own channel. The link is in the description. So go over there on YouTube and like it. If you're watching it live, it won't affect you on Patreon. There'll be nothing at all. But if you're watching the video, do us a favour. Go and subscribe to the channel, please. It is the Footy Show channel. So go and check that out. The link is in the description. Please give us a sub. There you go. If you want to watch it live, join us on Patreon. The link is in the description for that as well. Thanks for watching. See you later.